What's up, everybody? It's Stocks for Rail. You already know what time it is, all right? It is Rail's Review, where I go over what happened from Sunday till Friday. Now, I'm not doing day after day after day. This is a summary, and we're going to keep this video short and sweet. We're going to talk about any mental challenges I had, a couple of the calls that I called out, and rather or not, we got smoked. Things I could work on, and then things to look forward to. If you are down with that, if you're trying to see what's going on, let's get into it. Hey, what's up, everybody? So first thing I want to say is to congratulate all those that received their journals. I know some of you got them today. I know some of you that's been rocking with the journal for a while now. So hats off to you. Use it. Remember, it is a tool. A journal does not make you a better trader, but it definitely does help you identify things that you need to work on. And my journal gets very much to the point without a lot of the fluff that you might go through using other journals or just using a notepad, right? So I just placed an order for an additional 5 journals, okay? And I think I've already selected 2 winners or 3. So that means I have 2 to 3 journals to give away. So if you're on the Discord, if you follow me on IG, here on YouTube, just type journal in the comments, and then I'll randomly choose who gets it, and then I'll just ship it to you. Okay, that's that easy. If you don't get selected, don't be discouraged, because ultimately I made this super cheap because ultimately I want everybody to have it. That's why I'm buying them myself to give them away, because I know there's a lot of people out there that's just like me that has gone through various journals or tried various methods and it's just not working for them, and it's hard to stick to, right? So mine is simple. Right. And of course, my chat, my DMs or whatever is open. I'd say make it your own. But if you have any questions as far as what anything means or what you want to do, let me know. But it's purposefully made not to give instructions, because this is your journey and this is your tool and you can use it however you want it, right? So what happened this week, right? Started off the week hot into futures. Sunday rolled up. I believe I came up about $500. So futures was pretty solid. Going into the week, we already know that we were looking at SoFi for earnings. And the SoFi did go on a little bit of a rocket, which we did make money. I think I had announced about 150% gains on a couple plays, right? So if you got in on that, congratulations. But it's earnings week. So, and economic data came out. So we were on 100% of a roller coaster. That being said, getting into those SoFi plays, some of you got in where the expiration was today. And that's not the way to do it. This light is blue just for you. When you're playing SoFi, 100% give yourself time, because the stock is 19%, 18 to 19% manipulated, and the market makers don't want to pay anybody out. 200,000 people plus ended today out of the money with contracts expiring worthless. That's huge. So we'll see where SoFi goes from here. We're in the descending channel. I have options that goes until the 16th. So let's see what happens. All right. All right. What else did we trade this week? We got Tesla, right? We rode that on the way down, right? We got Disney, right? We rode that on the way up and the way down, right? We got silver. Those levels were still hidden as levels, so you could play that range, right? And a couple more, man. It was great. Hopefully you guys had a great week. Unfortunately, the stock market fell down, right? Crashed a little bit. Guess what? Everything came down so we can pick it up. Guess what I did? All the earnings or all the wins and gains I got from options, SoFi, silver, Disney, Tesla, all of those stocks, I took that money and I put it into NVIDIA. I bought into NVIDIA. So a dollar cost average into NVIDIA, and now I think I'm at 105 or 104 average. But my first position was at 101. I was very patient, and it's paying off. I'm excited to be in NVIDIA at these levels. I will continue to dollar cost average in, and hey, that feels like a nice addition to my foundation. Let's talk about the psychology, right? The mental that I went through this week. I'm pretty stressed in my day to day. Let's talk about the psychology, okay? This week, last week, hell, since December of 2023, it's been pretty stressful, right? But this week in particular, I've had a little bit of a higher anxiety, a little bit more stress, and it was pretty hard to trade. So what did I do? Nothing for the most part. I didn't trade a lot. And when I did, it was like YOLO plays on like just pennies and whatever, just to be in it. Playing the options. I stayed away from my futures because I didn't want to blow a futures account. But essentially the entire trading day, I might hop into the Discord or check Instagram or YouTube and comments and all that stuff. But ultimately I sat back and I watched the charts and I just looked at what the market was doing. For those that don't know, a lot of you may not know, but I'm not the guy that's going to come out with another stock back to back to back, or multiple in a day or multiple in a week necessarily. If I'm in a stock, like an option, like I call out, like SoFi, then I'm kind of married to that until I'm done. Like, so until I exit, that's about when I'm going to be looking for another play in most cases. Okay. That's how I dealt with it. I pretty much did nothing for the most part. And I just tried to like organize myself and just made sure I was journaling my thoughts, even on my non-trading days. What gave me the discipline to not trade, or how did I counteract that want or desire or need to be in the market? But essentially, most of my day would be pretty stressful. It was stressful, right? So what did I do? I kind of just let the day pass. I did some things, right? Of course. But eventually, like, I knew mentally I was in a better headspace to make better decisions. So then I would hop into futures and then I would rock that. And if you guys are following me, you see, the gains I'm making in futures. So that being said, great news is that I got another account funded. So that happened today. That was the goal. Pat on the back. That's kind of like how I crushed the week. But in my journal, suggest that you write down what you crushed this week or on that day that you traded. And for me, I was very patient, and then my entries were better than normal. That's just because I was more patient and I trusted my levels. What can I improve on? I could size up a little bit more, right? I should be adding a total of about 3 to 4 positions in futures, in my opinion. That way, on that initial run or pop, I could trim that position and I can leave a runner where the original stop loss was. Too often, I found myself getting into a play on like 1 or 2 positions, and it would rally, and then I would move my stop loss, right? And then it would get kicked out. Like, typically, it's a pretty good run. But what happens is that in my head and watching the charts, I know the run isn't over. So then what do I try to do? I try to get back into that run, which means that likely I'm giving up or coughing up more of those gains that I just got, right? So because my stop loss is about 100 ticks. So I need to work on that. So that way I'm not spamming to get back in and then pretty much giving up my gains, because ultimately without that, if I took that out of the equation and I trusted my levels and gave myself time, I probably would have made about, I don't know, like 8 to 10 G's this week. What do I have to look forward to? Well, as I stated, SoFi got crushed. The whole market got crushed. We played earnings, or I played earnings on SoFi with expiration of 8/16. In my short-term trading position, I'm very light in that. But in my long-term, I do have a little bit more of an aggressive position. But most of those are dated out further, which, September or October or whatever, I gave you guys the strike prices that I would be looking at. So nonetheless, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of Monday, right? Now that the market pulled back, are we now going to bounce and rebound? Is SoFi due for a breakout? I don't know. That's the thing. I have no idea. But by Wednesday, if we don't have anything, I'm probably going to cut my position because I assume that we're going to rally a little bit. And then at that point, then maybe I'm losing 30% of my money, right? Well, I'd rather do that than to run the risk of holding it through Friday because we already know what happens on Friday with SoFi. They put you in the dead zone and nobody wins. So I'm not going down that train beyond next week. Okay, so that's what I got. Take care.